Story 1 of 3. AFL sacks appeals boss after homophobia ruling backlash. AFL sacks appeals boss after homophobia ruling backlash. Here's what every outlet agrees on. Will Houghton KC was dismissed as AFL Appeals Board Chair effective immediately on April 25, 2026. The AFL rejected the Appeals Board statement that it is commonplace that players can employ language from time to time which is racist, sexist, or homophobic whilst on the field. St Kilda player Lance Collard was initially suspended for 7 weeks for using homophobic language in a VFL match, later reduced to 2 weeks by the Appeals Board. AFL CEO Andrew Dillon stated homophobia has no place in Australian football. Not at any level. Not under any circumstances. Houghton served as Appeals Board Chair since March 2024 and had contributed at club level over many years. But not all outlets told the same story. ABC states the Appeals Board reduced Collard's ban from 7 weeks to 2 weeks, while Theach states it was reduced from 9 weeks to 4 weeks. ABC says the original suspension was 7 weeks, while Theach says it was 9 weeks. ABC does not mention Collard's claim of saying maggot, while Theach explicitly reports this as his stated slur. This story was covered by ABC News and The Age. Story 2 of 3. Russian drone missile strikes on Ukraine kill 7, injure dozens. Zelenskyy visits Azerbaijan for alliances. Russian drone missile strikes on Ukraine kill 7, injure dozens. Zelenskyy visits Azerbaijan for alliances. Here's what every outlet agrees on. 7 people were killed in Russian drone missile strikes on Ukraine on April 25 to 26, 2026, including 5 in Dnipro and 2 in Chernihiv region. Russia launched 619 drones and 47 missiles overnight on April 25 to 26, 2026, with Ukraine downing 580 drones and 30 missiles. An apartment building in Dnipro collapsed after being struck, with 4 bodies recovered from the rubble. A second strike later killed 1 more person. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy visited Azerbaijan on April 25 to 26, 2026, to sign defense and energy cooperation agreements. Ukraine reported drone fragments damaged an electricity pole in NATO member Romania, no casualties. But not all outlets told the same story. ABC reports 7 people were killed in 2 separate strikes on Dnipro, 4 in first strike, 1 in second, while The Guardian says 5 were killed in Dnipro overnight and 1 in a later strike, totaling 6 in Dnipro, with an additional 2 in Chernihiv. ABC states 30 people were wounded in Dnipro, while The Guardian reports 34 injured in the region, including Odessa and Kharkiv. ABC mentions a daytime attack on Dnipro's apartment block while rescuers worked, but The Guardian does not specify a second daytime strike in Dnipro. This story was covered by ABC News and The Guardian. Story 3 of 3. University of Melbourne uses 6-year-old COVID-era lectures amid financial struggles and student complaints. University of Melbourne uses 6-year-old COVID-era lectures amid financial struggles and student complaints. Here's what every outlet agrees on. The University of Melbourne is using 6-year-old recorded lectures from the COVID era in its Bachelor of Biomedicine program alongside in-person teaching. Tuition fees for the Bachelor of Biomedicine course were nearly $13,600 for domestic students and over $56,000 for international students in 2025. Acting Dean Mike McGuckin of the Faculty of Medicine, Dentistry and Health Sciences stated that in-person teaching is prioritized and the university is phasing out the COVID-era material. Monash University also uses a mix of recorded and face-to-face lessons, while Victoria University has no recorded lectures, offering only live, interactive classrooms. The University of Melbourne reported assets of nearly $11.5 billion and a net financial surplus of nearly $273 million on revenue of over $3.7 billion in 2024. But not all outlets told the same story. No contradictions found between the 2 sources regarding factual claims. This story was covered by Sydney Morning Herald and The Age.